What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the first episode of my new show, Table Talk, where I pick the minds of the game's best poker players from all over the world and try to find out what it takes to compete in the best card game on the planet. Are you ready to go all in? Let's do this! Our guest today is no stranger to high stakes. You may have seen him in the World Series of Poker and other tables across the country. Pro poker player Mr. Chad Power. How's it going, Chad?
Hey, Brad. Glad to be here. Thanks for reaching out.
So, Chad, let's be real. Should I quit YouTube and start playing poker?
I wouldn't recommend the transition to poker until you're at least 21. Stick to YouTube for a while.
Okay, so what age did you start playing?
Well, I started playing when I was 14. Kind of put me in a spot there. And the process was basically just playing $5 tournaments with my friends at home after we saw it on TV, and then slowly that escalated to me playing bigger and bigger, and I liked the game and just kept playing higher and higher stakes.
What's the biggest blow up you have seen in a room when someone has lost it big?
So I've actually seen a friend of mine, my friend Alan, I've seen him throw his cards up in the air and storm out of the room. And they called him back because a certain amount of chips. The other person didn't have more chips than him, so he got to keep like an extra, I don't know, $175 maybe. He goes, gee, thanks. He grabs all his chips and just slams $170 in the trash.
According to WorldSeriesOfPoker.com, you have cast out 6 times, totaling over $500,000, not including other tournaments or private games. Do you have a memorable knockout or a bad beat that comes to mind?
I don't play tournaments very often, so honestly, nothing really super memorable. It was the only really memorable thing I have from tournaments is in 2015, I went deep in the main event. I made day 7, but on day 5, I got to sit right next to Daniel Negreanu. So he's on my direct right, and that was literally just a poker dream of mine. You know, playing in the main event, I'm on the featured table, I'm with Daniel. That was a very cool time.
I understand you host private games for VIPs and celebrities. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I've hosted a handful of games for a couple of celebrity people. Generally, their agent will reach out to a poker room manager who will then reach out to me and say, can you put this game on for this person, or it's someone I'm friends with, and they, I come and do a game at their house. But generally those games stay a little hush-hush. Don't talk about them too much because those people like the privacy.
Sounds like a blast. We will call you when we're ready to play. Who is the best poker player you have ever played against, and who would you say is the most entertaining?
The best player I've played with? That's tough. One time I played Jungle Man heads up. Obviously he's very, very good. I've also played with Phil Galfond once or twice. Also a super elite guy. So either of them, they're both great. The most entertaining is my friend Lily Coletto. She's great.
I'm gonna have to look her up. Maybe she can be my next guest. So there's a big UFC fight tonight. Who do you think is gonna win, Connor or Cowboy? And would you like to bet $1 chip on it?
Ooh, yeah, I want to put a $1 chip on it. Give me McGregor. Got all this Irish blood. And not a lot of people have an answer for that left hand. Conor McGregor knockout within 2 rounds.
Done. Cowboy, you better step it up tonight and get that knockout. All right, Chad, I ask all my guests what advice they can give me on my journey to becoming a star. What would yours be?
Well, I'm no star, so look at all the stuff I've done and then try something else, because I ain't got the answer to that one.
I want to thank the great Chad Power for hanging out with us today. We hope to see you win that bracelet this year and wish you nothing but the best in the future. Bye!
Thanks again for having me, Brad. Keep up the good work. I'm watching, and to everyone out there, make sure you subscribe to Brad of All Trades.